Well, hello, my beautiful Scorpio. Welcome to my channel. This is Baba Jolie here with your monthly reading for November 2024. I've already cleansed your space and have meditated on your cards. For those of you who are returning, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for all your wonderful likes, shares, and subscribes. I am truly grateful for all your beautiful energy. Just a little reminder though, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one reading, just so you're aware. Also, please be mindful, scammers are about, pretending to be me and lots of other tarot readers. I do not do personal readings and I will never reach out to you personally to offer one. Also, I will never ask you for money, e-gifts, or donations. So if anyone masquerading as me asks for anything at all, please report them or ignore them. It is a scam. Okay? Let's move straight on with your reading. I'm going to cleanse your space hourly, so please be mindful there's going to be 3 loud sounds. Let us begin. Okay, my beautiful Scorpio, this is your monthly reading for November. Firstly, happy birthday to all those wonderful Scorpios who've already had your birthday. I hope it was a most magical day indeed. And of course, happy birthday to all those wonderful Scorpios whose birthday is yet to come. I'm seeing a lot of electricity around you all at this moment in time. So a lot of you are thinking about radical changes, different structures, new ideas, and I feel like you are recharging your batteries to really spread your wings and fly at this moment. Now, of course, I can't believe that November is here already. We keep blinking and the months are just flying on by, but here we are, and this month it signals radical revolution. Well, of course it does, because that's what your sign is all about, my beautiful Scorpio. Now, every month I ask my guides about the energy to communicate to you all, and this month the first thing they said was, November, November, we will always remember this November. So I'm guessing it's going to be pretty memorable for a couple of reasons, but we are officially dialing up the heat in your sign, my beautiful Scorpio. And your season is intense and all-consuming. It's time to do a deep dive emotionally, cultivate a deeper relationship with self, initiate more intimate connections with others, and ponder the mysteries of life and the universe, as well as bravely overcome any circumstances or obstacles that seemed impossible. It's time to embrace your passionate wild side and submerge yourself in knowing as well as following your beautiful heart and committing yourself to yourself and anything that you're passionate about. This month fully supports you embracing alone time to follow your passions, hobbies, sport, art, music, films, and, this month also carries one of the most powerful events. It will unfold this month. Pluto makes its final move into the sign of Aquarius. And it will remain there, of course, until March 2043. That's a long time. Now, this will lead you to so many incredible personal breakthroughs, encouraging a desire to learn more about yourself, especially on a psychological level. So this is an exciting time to explore, broaden your horizons, and try new things. Now, Pluto transforms, and you know all about that, my beautiful Scorpio. And, of course, Aquarius pushes for social change, technological advancement, new governmental structures, and a dismantling of old, outdated systems. It will have a very profound effect on the world in the following years. It's not all going to happen at once, but it will be like a slow-moving process. And the last time that this occurred was from 1778 to 1798, when some of the most intense revolutions in the world occurred. And it resulted in major changes of power and, of course, new technology. And as Aquarius rules climate, we will also continue to see the odd weather events that we're having at the moment that are not typical to season. They will be amplified. And of course, the Uranus-Pluto partnership could increase potential for volcanic plate movements and seismic activity. I mean, symbolically, it means that we are restructuring the landscapes that we've been dealing with over the last couple of years in order to uncover our passions and change things so that we're on more solid ground and embracing new horizons. So actually, it can be a really positive energy indeed. Now, on a personal level, because, this energy, it will kick off this month and it will filter out for years to come. But on that personal level, Pluto represents anything hidden. So you may be prompted to change a password this month or even discover a long-kept secret. as we've also had increased solar activity, and of course Mercury will be in retrograde in the sign of Sagittarius, it would definitely be wise to back up any work or anything important, save down financial statements, as power outages have the potential to increase over the coming months. And I would double check any travel plans for errors as well, because of course Mercury is retrograding in the sign of Sagittarius. Mercury retrogrades, they can delay results, travel, or influence technical glitches, especially with apps or social media platforms. And on a personal level, Mercury retrogrades can actually be very positive, allowing us to slow down, see minute details before moving forward so that we don't miss something. It encourages revamps, renewals, and gives us second chances and second wind to make long-lasting positive changes in our life. Now, of course, the new moon is in your sign, my beautiful Scorpio, and it will rub shoulders with Jupiter in an alignment, and also it trines Saturn. So this can indicate it's a perfect time to set a new intention and tap into that tenacity and ambition to make things happen. The successful outcomes that you will have will be long lasting as well there. Now, you've got a lot of cards at the end of the month, so I have to honor them that they've come through. Now, I would also acknowledge here that, of course, we have the star Argol, which will be visible in the constellation of Perseus throughout November, and we may see a battle of positivity over negativity, okay, during this time, and this will be in terms of world events as well. Dates to be noting are the 9th, the 12th, and the 29th, and of course Uranus, the great awakener to truth, will be strongly triggered by the full moon on the 15th of November, as they are only 1 degree apart, so we could see some shocking world events unfold or be revealed around this date that truly opens our eyes, especially in the financial front, because of course that full moon will be in Taurus. Now, Taurus governs like finances, financial markets, acquisitions, property, you name it. It governs it when it comes to sort of material things. And there may even be an admission that potentially things are not as good as we initially thought financially. And, even well-known brands or institutions may close this month and may announce that. This month could also see the launch of a new global app or technology that changes how we advance as society. But on a personal level, you may have a shocking revelation yourself about an event from your past or something you experienced or even someone from your past. And this personal revelation will actually help you heal from this and move on from a place of empowerment. Now, Uranus during this period can help you discover a eureka moment, to move forward with big ideas and the power to transform your life in the most positive way. So this is a really exciting month for you, not just because it's your birthday month, but because, the majority of you, it's a birthday month. Some of you have already had your birthday in October, of course, but this period lends itself to deep, long-lasting transformations. And your first card there is eyeglasses. Okay, now I'm not sure if it came up in your reading last month, but I feel some of you were looking at prescription eyeglasses or were going through an eye test period. Some of you may have just picked up those eyeglasses or you've just ordered them. So it can be quite literal, this card, but I also feel this card symbolically is you seeing things that other people just do not see. You're seeing through a different lens this month, but also not only can this be in terms of global events, but also it can be on a personal level that you're really taking stock of your life, almost like putting personal focus on yourself, of course, because we've got the 8 of Wands. 8 is the number of the self, and we've got Temperance. You're a very patient person. You're focusing on your true life's mission and purpose. I feel this is a period where you are at an evaluation stage of your life. I mean, some of you are learning more about yourself. I did mention that, especially because we are embracing this deep dive emotionally, and your first house is governing you at the beginning of the month, and that's all about the self, identity. It's about revamping a look, perhaps, maybe changing the color of your hair or doing it in a different way, or, changing styles or enhancing what you already have. It's about looking at what makes you unique and stand out from the crowd. And some of you, this is a big soul-searching month for you to find find your place in the world at large. And if you're unhappy with any area or aspect of your life, now you focus on setting those changes in motion for the better. But this is really taking a closer look at your life, how it's running, whether it's running smoothly. Some of you may even embark on a course of study right now, because I feel like I'm being given this sentence, and I feel this sentence has been given before, maybe not in a reading for you, my beautiful Scorpio, maybe for another sign, I can't really remember, but I'm being given this energy that you have 3 eyes, 2 to look and 1 to see. So a lot of you are opening that third eye chakra this month and really delving deeper into your spiritual gifts. Some of you may even do some sort of ritual or learn something new that really helps expand your mind or deepen your dreams in some way. Pay close attention to your dreams at this time, because I feel like they contain a lot of information. Now, I know that these are a pair of spectacles, which can indicate, of course, that you are looking at the fuzziness of life and everything's coming into sharp focus right now, so that you can be very intent on how you move forward in your life. Your 7th house is actually governing you at the end of the month, and that's all about partnerships. It's about the people in your everyday circumstances. It's about deepening those alliances. Some of you may even start up businesses with those people, or maybe you work with them already, and you are looking at who you can trust, who you cannot trust. You're looking at where you sacrifice your energy, who deserves your time, and where there is reciprocity. And any partnership, whether it's a loving, romantic one, business, friendship, you will be more discerning about the company that you keep. And I feel there's an energy here of you really getting back to yourself and looking at where your needs are met and just really assessing things right now as well. Some of you may also be scrutinizing a plan, going over the finer details before you launch something. I would definitely say pay close attention to any contracts or documents that come your way. Because we do have a Mercury retrograde and it is in the sign of Sagittarius, this can indicate that we have a propensity to want to rush through something or get something done. But the Mercury retrograde says slow down. You may miss something. So keep your eyes peeled. And I definitely see that you intuitively can already feel that energy where you must be precise about the things that you want. This card can indicate that it's time to prioritize what's important in your life, what makes you really happy, and what gets you ahead. Because that 8 of Wands is to make progress. It is a card which indicates that you have more energy than usual. It indicates that there is great velocity and speed about you, but there's also something here that you either may be thinking about launching or navigating, whether it's a new start, whether it's you relocating to another country, buying property, sealing a deal on a project or a business opportunity, or whether it is, you being pressurized into an alliance by somebody who says, oh, this is a really great deal, you should sign now, otherwise you're going to miss the opportunity. This is a period that says slow down. Do not rush into anything, because there may be something that is hidden, and intuitively you are going to discover it, because you're the sort of person that you read the fine print. You're the certain person who actually observes body language, the small minute details of a person or what they're saying, or the subtext. This is about really seeing rather than just looking. Okay, so this month is a very profound month for you there. Now, the card actually says assessment, evaluation, options, perspective, review, analyze, opinion, judgment, examine, see clearly the fine print, estimate, closer look, focus, awareness, and check the details. So, especially if it's a contract, I would definitely, check it twice, maybe even get another pair of eyes over it if you feel that there's a lot of technical jargon in it. It's always good to understand the finer print of life in general, but also this card can indicate that a lot of you are paying close attention to your health at this time. You may decide to go for a review or an assessment. Could be an overall body assessment. Doesn't have to be that there's something wrong. It can be that you're going to check optimum hormone levels or blood levels or things like that, just to make sure everything is functioning as it is. I feel right now, this month for you, it's like an overhaul month, and this could be triggered for the fact that it is, of course, a birthday season for you. So I feel like you are not just looking at how life is running for you, but also you're looking at your legacy. You're looking at things like, ancestral lineage. I feel there's an energy here of looking into hereditary kind of health issues, or even hereditary prosperity and things like that. I feel like you're looking at the best and the worst of yourself, as it were, in order to transform your life to get the best out of a situation. So this card, it really indicates that you're keeping your eyes peeled. And number 7 is always the Chariot card energy. So I would say that you are keeping focused on your goals. Some of you may even embrace some sort of education or mentorship. I feel like you're deepening your belief system, but I also see that you're looking at dedicating yourself to your commitments. You're the sort of person, you don't stop until it's done. And I feel like you're going to have so many accomplishments this month, personal breakthroughs, professional wins, a lot of success, but also some opportunities come towards you left field, some interesting communications, because I feel like you're following your heart on something, but also I get this sense that, you are nourishing yourself in a whole different way this month as well. So this is you taking a closer look to life in general. And I mean, I'm getting a couple of things here. One is I'm being shown a candle right now, and the little flame on top of the candle, because I'm scrying in the water at the same time as doing your reading, it's like disappearing occasionally, and it's like then popping up and reigniting. So for some of you, this could be that some of you want to squirrel away, want to disappear, go off grid, operate under the radar briefly in order to either recharge your batteries or even to, kick back with a good book, treat yourself to some alone time or do something alone. For some of you, I feel this is the eternal student kind of energy that you embrace in your life at large. So you've got the Fool card there. So it can be that you are voracious for knowledge. Some of you may put yourself on a spiritual course of learning. Some of you may go off grid to further your development on a personal level or physical level in some way, and then sort of emerge triumphant that you got to reach your goal or your milestone, whatever that is. But also I'm being given this energy of gosh, what is that? I needed to bring forward a little bit. It's a book, and it's got so many okay, it's almost like some of you may have been writing down in like a diary or journaling, but I'm seeing lots of like herbal remedies. So you may be like using things like sage or parsley or, different herbs in order to help your body. I'm being given this energy of diuretic, okay, which is to, temper the water levels in your body. And I'm also being given this energy of kidney area as well. I'm now hearing kidney stones. Okay. Thank you so much for True Grateful. I'm being shown a very famous scene from the TV series Friends, okay, where I think the character's called Joey, has a little bit of back pain or something, or some sort of pain in his kidney stones. So some of you, not all of you, I want you to be aware of that. I'm only getting about 16% of you may have overindulged in some area of your life, because we do have the Devil card here, which is an overindulgence energy. So there is the potential for overindulgence. And I would say just watch out, because either the kidneys are trying to flush out something, maybe you may be looking into that, or maybe these herbs are for good kidney health. So I'm not a medical practitioner, so I would always say get the right advice from someone who is in the know and qualified to give that advice. But it is coming up there, so maybe it's something that you're focused on at this time, or it's something that you're actually going to be focused on, especially I would say second to third week of the month there as well. Okay, so that's coming there too. Now your first card, really, because this is your overarching energy, and I want you to be aware, my guide said I'm not finished with this card. Sorry for my voice, by the way, because I've got a bit of a seasonal cold there that's threatening. It hasn't quite materialized, but it's really hit the throat chakra there. That's my weakest area whenever I'm about to come down with something. So I apologize if my voice is a little bit croaky sometimes, but let's get back to your energy. You've got the little Taurian sign there. Now, of course, you're a water element, my beautiful Scorpio, but the Taurus sign is all about to ground yourself. And, whenever you get this, is like, embracing the sensual side of life, knuckling down with a good book or hunkering down with a really nice movie, this coziness where it's like settling into your energy, but also embracing all the things that you're passionate about and sensual about as well. And I'm feeling it's almost like I'm not seeing a journal. It's almost like it could have been a book that was written. It's got very ornate herbs and plants around it. So some of you could be really interested in the occult at this time, learning more about the afterlife, documentaries about the unknown, embracing like old herbal remedies. And yeah, it feels very sort of like spiritual, this book. So some of you may be looking at going back to like ancestral healing. Okay, so that's something that's coming up there as well. Maybe some of you are actually creating something like that right now that's going to help other people as well. That card has given me so much energy. I feel, there is a lot of depth to you this month. And my guides are also bringing me to the Taurian energy of like keeping a tight rein on your finances or protecting your finances, because there could be some glitches there, saving down like financial statements. I already said that, but because it's coming out from this card, I would definitely say it's something that you have on your mind already, and you're going to make sure it's implemented there, okay? Now, I'm also being given an energy here that you're not the sort of person who seeks anyone's approval. You don't need a sign of approval from anybody. You're being super independent, self-sufficient. And I feel like people around you, there's one person in particular around you who kind of like doesn't like the fact that you don't need them, or it just this energy around you right now of a person. I feel like they're kind of how can I put this? It feels like they're a friend, right? But also there's this energy here of they feel saddened when you do not rely on them for things, or perhaps you don't seek advice from them because you're super independent. 8 is the number of the self, which means you tend to operate from your own energy. It's rare for you to ask for help. For example, you're the sort of person, if you've got a heavy object, you'd probably carry it yourself. If someone said, oh, do you want some help? You'd probably go, no, I got it, thanks. And you're like, oh, actually, I really need some help. Or then you get the super strength. So you're like, actually, I don't need the help. But then the next day your back's aching because you should have taken the help. So I'm just being given that energy that there is someone here who they're a little bit saddened that you don't reach out or you don't rely on them. And they feel that means you don't need them in your life. But that's not true at all. I feel like they're misunderstanding your energy, but you may have a conversation with this person that will get it all out on the table in the month of November. And I feel that there is a togetherness here as well, where both of you will understand each other a little bit more, is what I'm seeing there. Okay, that's just popped in. Now, this is your protagonist energy. 8 of Wands means it's going to be a very busy month. There's going to be a lot of people reaching out, wanting a piece of you. Maybe that's what that candle with the flame flickering. It's like there's going to be moments where you just want to disappear, go off grid, go missing in action, as it were, and then moments where you are lit and you are out there and you are shining your light. But it is about that balance, because harmony, Temperance card, is like moderate your energy and your time. If there's something you really don't want to do, you can't make a Scorpio do it. So I definitely see here that you are really going, okay, do I want to spend my time in that environment with that person, that situation? Does it enrich my soul in any shape or form? If the answer is no, or you have an inkling that you don't want to go, I feel like you're just, canceling it out of your calendar. I see a lot of you. There's 2 events here you may cancel this month, and I feel it's important to give the cancellation in the correct notice period, because I feel there could be someone who gets a little bit angry or enraged if you cancel last minute. Now, of course, it's your prerogative, my beautiful Scorpio. If you want to cancel it 5 minutes before the event happens, obviously if the person's like traveled across town and expecting you to show up, that's not very nice energy, and I don't think you would be like that. You tend to be very thoughtful. But I actually get an energy that if you like cancel something the day before with a person, I feel they may hold a little bit of a grudge. Later on you will find an olive branch, but do expect that this person's going to be a little bit frustrated and may actually have some coarse words for you that tries to cut you down to size. But, because of your energy, there's this kind of feeling within you where I feel you have a justified reason. I would say be honest with that justified reason, because if you're like, I'm not feeling it, and they're not being given the real reason of why you want to cancel, And this person feels like they're almost disposable in your life. And I feel this anger that's kind of like, and resentment there. And I feel if you were just honest and said, you know what, I'm absolutely exhausted. I'm trying to do life right now, and it is just, too much. I'm at capacity. And at the time that we booked this, I really wanted to go, and I still do want to go, but my body really needs a rest. They're going to understand that, right? So I feel this is about you just laying it all on the line, which you normally do, but sometimes you may feel like you don't want to tell them the truth because perhaps it's going to hurt their feelings. But actually, if you're like super authentic and say, actually, no, my body is just craving a rest right now, they're going to really understand that, because we're all human and we're all feeling a lot of pressure right now. Moving on from the energy, Eight of Wands indicates, yes, you're going to be super busy, but there is a passion about what you do. This is about you transforming your life at high speed, but because you have that Temperance card energy, it's like, don't go too quickly. I feel a lot of you are moderating your pace towards your goals and dreams at this time, that you are in the flow of your life's purpose and you're focused on what's important. This is the period to prioritize so you do not waste your energy or time on things that perhaps do not advance you. And I'm not saying that everything has to be done because there is an outcome to be achieved. What I'm saying here is, does it feel good? Does it drain your energy? I feel like you're being more discerning about that company and the events that you go to. Also, 8 is the number of the self. And this card, when you get an 8 of Wands energy, it can be a very energizing period. So you're doing things that you're passionate about. You're involving yourself in your own passions. With that Devil card, it's not an evil card. It means you're connecting to your lust for life. But some of you are also trying to transform areas where you're feeling really stuck right now. And you want to embrace more fun, more spontaneity. A lot of you are going to do some traveling this month. I see, there's an energy here of you traveling to a place where you look at it and think, actually, I could live here. So you may be like going on a vacation or an adventure somewhere, and you may be surprised that when you get there, you feel like it's home, and you feel like one day I will live here, and you are right, okay? So no matter what stage you're at, whether you are 25, whether you're 89, and you're taking a vacation or some sort of travel in this month, you may find a place that you feel really embraces you, and you embrace it, and you feel it's home. There's a calling there. So I definitely see that some of you in the future will make some sort of adventurous move, is what I see, and you will plant roots in that place too. Now, that 8 of Wands, of course, indicates that you are reigniting your passion for life, and the Temperance card can indicate that you're also focusing on your life's purpose and meaning. Life has to have meaning. So if some of you have been feeling a little bit stuck in a rut, Devil card always pops up when you're feeling bonded to something that you cannot change. But it also helps you identify temptations of where you slip into patterns of repeat and, unhealthy ones at that, or toxic behaviors from certain people that you are no longer willing to accept. Remember, anything that repeats, if we do not change it, we accept it. And I feel like you are really taking charge of your life this month and saying enough. Life only changes when we truly get fed up of other people's BS and our own. That's when real growth starts to happen, when you're just tired of the way it's always been. Well, it doesn't always have to be that way. So I see radical change here for you. There's an energy here as well. Because the veil is thinnest at the end of October, of course, into the beginning of November, you're going to get so many signs from ancestors in spirit, but also your spirit guide, pointing you in the right direction. So if you have like a question for your guides, ask it out loud, because our guides are always there 24/7, okay? But they do not intervene unless, number one, you're in trouble, but number two, unless you ask them to. So ask them a question and they're going to give you a sign. Ask for the sign you want to see. I'm actually seeing a leaf in the shape of a heart falling down in front of you right now. So it can be that you're paying more attention to heart health. For some of you, it could be that you're literally turning over a new leaf in your life and disconnecting from something that's toxic or something that you've been addicted to. Now, addictions don't have to be like a substance. It can be addicted to people who don't value your worth or underestimate you. Maybe you have this energy where you're like, I'm going to prove myself to them, but actually you are the sort of person who should only be proving anything to yourself. Be better than you were yesterday is the kind of motto that Scorpios tend to strive to achieve. But whatever it is that you feel, I mean, some of you could be attracting certain people into your life, or people who have certain attitudes into your life, and I feel like you are erecting healthier boundaries so that they no longer have any power to drain your energy or utilize your resources. So I feel this card is like all in moderation, because you are the sort of sign, my beautiful Scorpio, where you need to see the intense highs and the intense lows in life. You're not afraid to explore it all, okay? And sometimes when you go to that depths to experience the darkness, I feel there can be this energy of like trying to gather all the strength to rise yourself out of that, because you need to understand humans on a different level, that sort of psyche. I feel like you tend to understand people with great depths, okay? And when you do understand people from great depths and see things from their perspective as well, sometimes we get a little bit muddied. And what I mean by that is sometimes we accept that a certain person has behaved in a certain way, and we think, hang on a minute, you can't talk to me like that. You can't do that. But then we start to try and understand, well, why? Why did they do that? Why did they say that? But that is wonderful empathy and very mature of you. But in that knowingness, we must not forget to make sure that we do not enable their behavior by trying to understand them. Because sometimes we can let people away with things because we understand they're going through something hard. They're going through something difficult. They've experienced something truly upsetting. But so have you, my beautiful Scorpio. And if you wouldn't treat a person the way that that person treated you, I feel like you have to honor the energy to step away. So I feel like you are knowing when to move forward, when to step away from things that do not serve your highest good right now. And this Temperance card, it indicates that you're trying to temper the pace this month, because I feel like you've got a lot on your plate. I feel like you're very busy, and I feel like you're going to be invited to a lot of things, and you may be in the mode of doing a lot of things when really you want to kind of just disappear and like lose yourself in a book or a piece of art that you're creating, or because I get this sense of wanting to like dissolve into something that you're passionate about. And you will also find that time, but you must carve out that time. Otherwise, time will bulldoze you and all your commitments will actually just take over, and there's never enough time in the day. So I feel like you're taking charge there, okay? Now, we do have the rainbow. Okay, now this card is about wishes and abundance, and it's in the resistance position. It's hard right now, and you may feel that something that you're working towards, you just want to see progress. You just want to know that you're on the right track. You just want to know that all the sacrifices that you're making are worth it. The universe is showing up for you to say, yep, it is. You're going to be so excited about the pace and the accomplishments and everything you've been putting into your life right now. You're going to celebrate yourself. It literally says here, wish granted, serendipity, blessings, patience pays off. Remember, you got the card of patience here. So it will pay off for you. You are trying to create more harmony in your world. Move away from drama. You're focused more on what's good for you rather than what's negative for you. And it says here, hope, good luck, patience. Again, it says here, promise, godsend, creation, manifesting, wealth, prosperity, and perfect timing. And we have the Eight of Swords, and we also have the Ace of Pentacles. So something is being offered to you this month. A lot of you, it could be financially related. It could be, a reimbursement for something. It could be a new benefit, an increase in pension. It could be an increase in your acquisitions, maybe even like interest in a savings account, for example, increases. It could be a promotion, a bonus is on the table. For some of you, you may not get this until December is what I'm seeing, but it could be the end of November as well, because I'm seeing it on the cusp there. For some of you, I see also there is a gift given to you, okay? And this is a big energy that's coming through. There is a gift being given to you that you feel instantly like, oh my gosh, that was too much. It was too much. And it could even come from the friend or the person that feels like you don't need them. It's almost like they're trying to get your attention, okay? So if you get a gift from one of your friends that you think, whoa, that is just too much. They spent too much, or they just went above and beyond. This person is trying to get attention. They're trying to signal to you that you mean a lot in their life and that they feel that perhaps you've been too busy for them. Okay, so that's something that's coming through on a very profound level there. Now, I feel a lot of you've been working really hard trying to sustain and maintain life, and it's been hard. You have been pushing so hard to get something accomplished, and I get this energy of you actually been torn in different directions, and you've been perhaps overwhelmed with multitasking, and I feel some of you have almost like felt that perhaps all this energy is working towards nothing right now. 9 is the number of the hermit. So there is strong energy here of you off grid working on something, but also I feel a lot of you are trying to gain enlightenment to see if you are making any progress because you're exhausted and you're fed up. But you are going to get a wish delivered, but also all of the hard work and effort and sacrifices that you've been making, it is going to be worth it. And you will reach the pot of gold. Now, some people may say that the pot of gold never exists, okay? But I feel like you're going to discover something very rare. And I feel also you're going to realize that you are a rare being indeed. You are very emotional, very sensitive. That's your superpower. I feel like you're a really good friend. You may have been busy of late, and that may have been the reason why this one friend feels a little bit left out. But this card indicates divine timing is at hand here. Okay, so we've got the Cancerian sign there, which means the ebb and flow of prosperity, of divine timing. And I feel this is about you wanting something now, but recognizing that, yeah, it will come in divine timing. Trust the process. Now, we do have the Ace of Pentacles, but it's in the resistance position at first, okay? Some of you may have been stressing about finances, but the universe is about to step in and send you a lifeline if that's you. But also, I really get a sense here if you are currently out of work, looking for a job, for example, I see like the dream opportunity coming towards you. It feels like the start of a lot of fortune for you, a lot of big money to come. And it's something creative, something that you can really take charge of. So if you are looking for a role, I feel like you get to migrate your skills from something that you used to do because it feels like a fresh new start. So if you've been currently looking for lots of opportunities, but everything's been passing you by, remember what is meant for you will never pass you by. Sometimes we have to wait and wait and wait for the right opportunity to arrive because it is the best opportunity for ourselves and for the path ahead. And the universe knows the path ahead. So I feel like something is going to be offered to you this month, especially if you're looking for a new role or job opportunity. For some of you, it could be an increase in your pension, for example, or there could be some sort of extra resource that comes your way. I'm actually seeing someone in a supermarket as well, and there's like a conversation, and it's like, yeah, I'm just getting this energy of like, yeah, it was my birthday. It's almost like it wasn't on the day of your birthday. It's like, yeah, it was my birthday. And I feel like someone may either like pay it forward and pay for your groceries, or it could be that you go into a coffee store. I'm actually seeing a grocery store right now, but some of you, it could be that you go into a coffee store and you get like a free croissant or coffee or something. I just see you getting something for free, a gift. And it kind of reminds you that there are some good people and lots of good energy out there, okay? Now, that Ace of Pentacles can also indicate that you have a project that you've been working away at behind the scenes. You're finalizing things and you're about to launch it. Some of you, this could be a creative endeavor that's going to be a business idea. It is going to open you up to so much fortune. There's so much money around you right now. You're attracting more. Now, remember, this card is prosperity in its purest form. And I feel like you're going to see concrete results in your physical world. Doesn't always have to be financial. What it means is whatever you've been investing your time and your energy on, whether it's a personal project, whether it's your health, whether it's your emotional well-being, friendships, your career, whatever it is, you're going to see tangible results in the physical world right now, and it's going to manifest more opportunities to align yourself with that success. So I feel like you're making an impact in your life, and you're going to see evidence of all your hard work paying off. A lot of it will be prosperity in the financial form, okay? So some of you could be launching a business idea or launching a business, or you may be, you've got a lot of cards here that indicate a wish. So it could be a dream opportunity that you've been manifesting but working really hard towards. This is a month of progress, immediate, like leapfrogging towards the next level. And I feel there is this wonderful energy about you that this is the start. You've created a foundation now, and it can only get better from here. Now, we've also got the Eight of Swords. Some of you have been feeling a little bit stuck. And I always say this, Eight of Swords is my eye card, okay? It's the checking your eyes out, going for like prescriptions or glasses, and you've got the two. So I feel like it's almost like you may have to pay for a subscription for some of you, or you have. And I feel like, there's nothing untoward here, but I feel there is an energy of you looking at eye health. And obviously I got that energy about the kidneys as well. So those two are, thank you so much, I'm so grateful, are important. Sorry, my guys just said the ladder and the DNA strand is highlighting to you that it is in your DNA to move forward and move upwards. You are climbing the ladder to success in any area of your life that you focus on, okay? It's just in your DNA, it's in your nature to be a success, to, be really good at anything that you turn your hand to. And if you feel at first that you're not as competent at something as you would like, you're the sort of person who invests in knowledge straight away. So I see a lot of you embracing new knowledge, but also you have acquired knowledge and you have natural knowledge, okay? You've come to this lifetime with a lot of like instinctive, natural knowledge that you can implement to any situation here. But it is another number 8. You've got 3 8s here. So 888 actually is a sign of wealth. So I would say you're going to see 888 everywhere. But also for some of you, this could be an indication that not only are you amplifying your wealth, but also you're amplifying how you feel about yourself, and you're becoming unstuck. Eight of Swords in the resistance position means, yes, you've been a little bit stuck for a while. In some area, you may have felt that you've been on autopilot, but now you're embracing your passions. You're rediscovering who you are and your empowerment. You're coming out of that fight or flight mode, and you're really identifying what it is that has kept you stuck. And a lot of you, you've been neglecting your own needs. And, sometimes it can be exhausting to hold up the world. It can be exhausting to try and do everything all at once. And I feel acknowledging that, yeah, you're tired and you're allowed to take a breath, and giving yourself that moment of respite will change everything. Now, because we have the Eight of Swords and the Devil card here, I am going to pull a quick card on that, because the Eight of Swords can indicate something that you haven't been seeing for a while, okay? But you've got the glasses on here, so that means November you're going to see it. So if you feel that, you've given someone too many chances and you've been enabling a certain behavior, you finally see that actually enough is enough, and you're taking yourself elsewhere, and that person's going to notice your absence in their life. You're teaching them a lesson, not because you want to play games, but because you feel it's high time that you honor yourself and your needs, and you're not going to stick around in any place where you feel undervalued. So also, for some of you, it could be that whenever you get really stressed, okay, or you get a lot of pressure on your shoulders, you can slip into a pattern or a cycle of, maybe eating things that perhaps are not good for your body. We all do it from time to time. No one's a saint. I'm sure everybody has a temptation, because the Devil card is all about your temptations. But I feel like you're finally seeing that when you go through something that's truly like pressurizing or disappointing, there's like a temptation that you reach for. I feel like you're really seeing it, and you're catching it, and you're saying, nope. Because it is covered by the Empress energy. Now, this is not a gender-specific reading. What it means is you're canceling out your temptations to honor yourself, body, mind, and soul, and nourish yourself in a different way. We can be aware. Yeah, you catch yourself. Look at that. Page of Swords. Page of Swords is to identify. It is to monitor. It is to basically be vigilant. Not to slip into old habits or connect to people that we know are not good for ourselves. For example, if you are looking for love and you're in a solitary energy right now, there is a soulmate coming in for you if you are looking for love. But sometimes when we're not with somebody, we can fall back into the old and familiar. We can connect to a person that we're kind of passionate about, or there's a magnetism there, and we feel, maybe we could just go back to that person. They're not good to be with, and it's not going to be long term, but let's just pretend that it's going to be this one-time thing where we just get involved momentarily, and it can't hurt to just like dip in there and just go. But actually, Suddenly the feelings are back. Suddenly we're overwhelmed. Suddenly there are attachments. Suddenly the drama happens. Suddenly it has a cycle of repeat, and suddenly we're in the same place and we're hurt and we're going over old wounds. So I see a lot of you really trying to say stop. Okay. Now, if you're looking for love, Page of Swords tells me you're going to be talking to somebody new, and it is going to move into a high level commitment. It's a very fun relationship, very passionate, very intense. For those of you who are already in relationships, this could be about you communicating healthily your needs to have your needs met. But also I feel you and your person may actually have new ideas of how you want to live your life or where you want to live your life. So some of you may be looking into that right now. Now, some of you also could be something very simple and practical, like, preparing tax, going through receipts. This could be documentation, administrative work, basically keeping on top of all the responsibilities that you have. But also this is about you kind of like digging a little bit deeper in life and finding the things that are really interesting that you want to explore. This is the lurker of the deck, okay? So a lot of you could be just going off grid to observe something or somebody, a behavior or a way of doing something, a structure. Maybe it's like ancestral wealth, generational wealth there. You may be looking at financial structures to build wealth for you and your family or the people you care about. Because remember, the 7th house is all about friendships, family. It's about the people that you allow into your life that enrich your soul and how you can protect them, but also not in a codependent way. Live your independence, but at the same time, be there for each other. So I feel there is a sudden kind of energy at the end of the month for you, which is very exciting indeed. We have the shooting star. Again, it's number 8, okay? 8 is the number of the self, but it's also the energy of infinite possibilities and tapping into the power of possibility as well. And it says here, quick action, wish granted. Now, as you see, wish granted twice, 2 cards. One, you feel that the wish hasn't shown up for you, but the Ace of Pentacles is offered by the universe. So a resource, good news, information, a person, a situation, love, money, whatever it is you've been desiring at this time, you're making an impact and you're going to get that wish there. And it says here, quick action, wish granted, rare, falling, moment in time, luck, dynamic, incandescent, dazzled, sudden, passionate, passing through, enterprising, and brilliant. Now, because you have the Devil card there, for some of you, this is about exploring your passions, of course, and because this card is like passing through, some of you, there is a real potential for a flirtation, but I feel it could be no strings attached. Depends on what you want, really. Everybody wants something different. If you want something more sustainable, there's feelings here. You'll catch feelings. But if it's something where both people say, you know what, it's just a one-time thing, or we just want to explore how things go, it will be organic and you'll make decisions based on that. I feel actually, if it's a very intense kind of passionate experience with a person, I feel it could be short-lived. And then after that, you meet a soulmate, because it highlights what you want in life and highlights what you don't when it comes to a partner. Now, also, this is, a wish fulfillment, but the Devil card is asking you, is it the quick fix? What's underneath that? What is it that you want more? Because I feel like this month is all about substance, okay? Of course, there's appreciation, awards, recognition, but you want more substance. I feel like you're trying to make an impact in your life that is sustainable, and all these accolades that will be coming your way, they are nice, but I feel like you move past it and move beyond it because you want to sustain a certain lifestyle. You're not going to get egotistical or big-headed with it. I feel like you're actually going to, be quite measured with it and humble actually with it, because I feel like you put a lot of effort into your life. Now, these are 2 major arcana cards here, and we also have, we got 4 major arcana cards at the end of the month for you. This is big deal because this indicates that there is a radical new start going on for you at the end of the month. Now, new starts can be lots of different things. It could be a new neighborhood, a new diet, a new person, a new experience. You could be putting yourself out there, new festivals, new events. There's just a fresh lease of life here. I feel with the Devil card, some of you have been feeling stuck in your energy, okay? And you may identify something that you have been putting into yourself that has been like giving you low vibrations, okay? And because you got the Temperance card, I always connect that to hormonal or vitamin deficiency energy as well. So some of you are trying to get on top of something that is health related right now, and you know that you're having to work with the energy that you've got in this moment. You recognize that sometimes, you know, your energies are optimum levels and sometimes you're feeling drained. Some of you may also be going through a major change or shift in life. Could be that you're going through the menopause, or you've been going through an unwellness, and you recognize that you have to ride the wave of the condition that you've got right now. But I feel at the end of November, you kind of get on top of this, and it feels like a fresh new lease of life. And now you're like, okay, now I've got sustainable optimum energy, and I'm not being affected so much because I feel like you're getting something under control here. I feel suddenly it's like a new world. You're very curious. You're getting out there, doing new things. You have a new lease of life there. So let me just pull a card on that Devil card for you. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please guide? I just want... Okay, I just wanted to pull a card on it separately because the Devil card, it can also connect to boredom, okay, and a frustration of wanting to move ahead. Your Eight of Wands is like you want to go quickly, but the Eight of Wands opposing the Three of Wands is basically like there is a pace. It's time to observe, pay attention, and tap into the right moment to launch something. But ultimately, Three of Wands says there is an expansion of opportunities. There's a fullness about your life as you move out of November into December, and you are on the right path. As long as you're in harmony with your heart's desire, you're totally on the right path. The Three of Wands with the Devil card can indicate you get frustrated when there's a wait, when you want to move ahead with something. But also it can be that you may be looking at someone's toxic behaviors, observing them right now and saying, are they changing? And if they are not changing their behavior, you are looking at your behavior so you can change yours and not enable theirs anymore in your life. You're taking a step away. You're protecting yourself from this energy. Either it's an environment or a person. For some of you, you're leaving toxic environments, toxic work environments, in order to embrace a new, enriching environment where you can flourish. For some of you, it could be you're leaving a neighborhood that makes you feel fear, or you may be actually looking at fear itself. You may be looking at facing a fear, whether it's a fear of heights or conquering, a relationship fear. Perhaps some of you have been hurt in the past, and it's been hard to be really intimate with a person because you go really deep with a person and you really are like opening your raw heart to that person, and you feel like you could be hurt again, but you're not allowing that past to influence, your future happiness. So I see that you're conquering a fear, and it comes from loving yourself more, because the Empress energy is really about nourishing yourself. It's about the power of possibility and potential. And it doesn't matter how old you are, okay? Some of you, especially when you get this card, it can be a maturity card where some of you and don't shoot the messenger when I say this, because you're in and around your birthday season, it can be you looking at age as a milestone of the journey that you have come so far, that you've been so strong and independent, and you're looking at the experiences you've had and how tired you are of people's BS. And I feel some of you may be looking at age and not fearing it per se, but kind of like frustrated with it. You may be looking at some of you, I definitely see that you don't look your age. You actually look younger than your age. You have the Fool card there, but some of you are extra critical upon yourself, like, oh, there's a line. Oh, there's a gray hair. Oh, so I feel some of you could be just extra critical on yourself, especially at the end of November. Go a little bit easier on yourself, because I feel like sometimes you see things that other people don't see. And when you go into that level of detail and scrutinize yourself and your life and your body and your mind and your soul, then you end up tearing yourself down. And this is a month to empower yourself and be confident in who you are. Life is all about the ups and downs, and we go through battles sometimes. And sometimes we can have like a battle scar. I've got one right here where I had a very intense burn on my arm. I'm reminded constantly of that moment where I was trying to go too quickly to do something, and it reminded me, slow down, because you're going to hurt yourself. There is always sort of a reaction to an action. So I feel you're kind of implementing that in your life and recognizing that we don't have to go too fast. We can go at a measured pace, because measured paces always help us see another person, but also gives us time for that other person to reveal who they truly are, especially at the beginning of any friendship or relationship as well. Okay. Now, the Empress energy indicates, of course, you're paying close attention to nourishment of your body, your mind and soul, looking at what you ingest in your body or digest. I feel like anything you're watching, anything you're listening to, it is informing who you are, but it's also having a profound effect on your energy levels. If everything that you're listening to is doom and gloom or negative because you feel like you want to protect yourself or prepare for something you feel is coming, remember, it is chipping away at your energy. You feel exhausted, like you're always in fight or flight mode of something negative to come. But I feel this is about you embracing the moment and embracing the joy of life, and basically recognizing that sometimes we cannot be in control of what goes on in the world. We can be prepared of it. Don't be scared of it, because then that's going to change your vibration and drain you of your energy. This is time to be you and embrace yourself in creativity, productivity, and I definitely see some of you could be extra obsessive about a creative project or something that you want to accomplish or launch this month. Some of you may also be looking at where obsessions lie, especially when it comes to relationships, friendships. Maybe even some of you may look at childhood wounding and see that some sort of toxic trait that you have basically emulated as you got older, or it may have influenced you, something you learned when you were younger, has changed how you kind of like operate in friendships, love, or life in general. Because we have the Empress, the Devil card, and the Fool card, these cards can highlight that as we mature, a big part of becoming an adult is unlearning and reprogramming toxic behaviors taught to us by people who are unhealed or were unhealed at the time, that we have somehow picked up or absorbed their negative toxic patterns or generational wounding, and we don't have to accept that. We get to be in charge of our own story. So a lot of you are doing a deep dive and doing some healing to embrace more fun, more spontaneity, more creativity, and actually, almost like heal your inner child and say, you know what? You're okay. You're going to be okay. You're going to be safe. Things are going to work out. It's almost like you're becoming the adult that your younger self really wished was around to let you know it's going to be okay. So I feel with that Fool card, you are open-hearted, you are embracing curiosity, you are, getting to know yourself on a deeper level, and a lot of you are starting new things. Now, these new things could be very explorative. So it could be a new hobby, it could be a new environment, new neighborhood, maybe a new friendship coming up here. For some of you, it could be new food substances or new lifestyle choices. Whatever it is, I feel there's this adventure of taking a leap of faith and opening yourself up to being more curious as to what life can offer for you. And we've also got that Page of Swords, which is dig a little bit deeper. I feel this card indicates you have an incredible mind, and a lot of you are paying attention to people around you, but also to the world at large, so that you can get the best out of the world that you're living in right now. So lots of new ideas. Pay close attention. Also, words are going to work really well for you. Some of you have like a big meeting or an appraisal to attend this month. It's going to go better than you thought. There even may be new opportunities laid on the table for you, and it's very exciting indeed. Some of you may also hear about a friend or maybe a family member giving birth at this time. Some of you may also find that you, if you have the capacity to, are pregnant. So if you do not want to get pregnant at this time, I would say having a precaution is necessary, especially with the Devil card. If you're going out partying, for example, and, passion takes over, I would say just make sure that you use precautions, because there is a strong potential for pregnancy this month. Now, also, we have the Two of Pentacles. Now, the Two of Pentacles is to be in the flow, okay, to be flexible, because I feel like you are going to be very busy. You're going to be juggling a lot of things, but you're going to make a lot of progress. The Two of Pentacles also underlines you must mix pleasurable work, but also fun. Okay, so I feel like too much of one thing can actually make us feel stuck. So this is about variety being the spice of life. I see some sort of condition changing around you, or you switching gears at the end of the month, and it presents a lot of excitement for you, and I feel like you're eager to experience this thing, whatever it is. I feel it's connected to the wish, and I feel things are going to develop in unexpected ways. So be flexible and open to what the universe wants to bestow upon you, because I feel one way or another you're manifesting all your dreams and goals into reality, but also I feel there's a little extra coming in your way, and may show up in a different form than you're expecting, but it's equally rewarding is what I'm seeing there as well. I also see that you're looking at who is inconsistent in your life, okay, but also where your energy is inconsistent as well. You know, it's a two-way street. Sometimes we acknowledge that what we put in, sometimes we don't get out what we put in, and I feel there's a readdress of the balance there. But also I feel sometimes we got to look at our input to situations as well and see if there is a reciprocity there. And if you feel like what you're putting in, there is an unfair exchange, I feel like you're making long-lasting changes this month to make sure that you get the best out of life that life can offer you. Now, we land on the Lover's card, and at Grassroots, the Lover's card is all about what is in your heart. This is about attracting what you need or what you want. This is a card also of making a decision, and I feel some of you with that Two of Pentacles, you're having to weigh up your options right now. And I feel for some of you this could be like a second stream of income, this duality of making new money or having more sources of income coming in. I mean, financially, we've got an Ace of Pentacles here, so some of you may feel that your money is fluctuating right now and you want to find an alternative source of money. So you may actually either sell pre-loved goods from home, or you may actually take on a seasonal position, a new role somewhere. Some of you may put your resume out there to get new opportunities. If you're retired, for example, and you find that your money is plateaued, of course, and you feel that you would like to earn something extra, I feel like you may embrace something creative. It's not a job. I feel it's something that creatively comes from you that people see and they really want it. So you could sell it, you could market it, but of course, not everything has to be sold. I feel if you want to embrace your passions, I feel that it's something that connects to people on a different level, and they would want to purchase it. But, if it's not for sale, of course, then it's not for sale. But I feel it's an option there should you want it. Now, the Lover's card, of course, can be about soulmate energy. So I definitely see that you are connecting to a deeper love in life. I mean, this really connects to your 7th house. Whether you're in a relationship or not, it's about deepening your relationships with the people around you. Who's inconsistent, whether it's in a working environment, toxic environment, family environment, you're looking at, the relationships between each other. And sometimes, we get on really well with each other, and then sometimes there may be a bit of conflict. And sometimes you have relationships where there's no conflict. So I feel like you're just looking at the people that you really care about, your affiliations with people. But the Two of Pentacles can also indicate that along with the Lover's card in combination, can actually indicate that there is a massive decision that you need to make at the end of the month. And there may be some decision that you're tempted to take, but you may feel it's not long-term in your highest interests. It's like the quick fix, okay? I would say looking at your energy, you want to do what's fun. You want to do something that really energizes you. But I would say think about the long term and really investigate the quick fix, because it may not be sustainable, is what I'm seeing there. So I'm not sure how that's going to resonate in your life, but that's an energy that's coming through there. The Lover's card also indicates that you are prioritizing what's really important, and it feels that, you may have a head over heart decision to make. I feel like you're following your heart, but I also feel like you're going to love the outcome. And these are two cards, the Two of Pentacles with the Lover's card. They are cards of duality, which means you can have the best of both worlds. Can you find a rhythm where you can have it all? Because I feel like there's an energy here of juggling and balancing, and that you can make it work. It will be a fast paced, but I feel there's a thrill there that you're going to really enjoy. And I feel like you're doing what's best for you. Ultimately, I also see there that with the Fool card, there's an energy of just wanting more fun, more spontaneity, more opportunities to go out and explore things. You may feel with the Empress that you have a lot of responsibility on your shoulders, but can you incorporate more time for you and your family if you have children, for example? I feel also some of you may be a little bit worried if you have children. I don't see anything negative here for you to worry about. I feel it's a natural worry that parents have, but I feel there's an energy here of keeping an open dialogue with your children or your child. And I feel, not pressurizing. I mean, I'm not telling you how to look after your child or your children, of course, but there's an energy here of you kind of like creating a really open, safe space for them to really communicate with you and keep the lines of dialogue open. And you'll see that there's actually nothing to worry about. Okay, so that's just popped out there at the end. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides. For example, the energy that I'm mainly getting is that, for example, if you have children and they're like going through college or school, it could be that they have a flirtation or an interest in someone that they see as being a boyfriend or a girlfriend or a partner at some point. And you may be a little bit concerned about them exploring that, but I feel you need to give them more credit for the way that you brought them up or guided them, because I feel like they are very astute and I feel like they will make the right decisions for themselves. Okay, so worrying is natural, but I feel having an open, honest discourse will also help as well. So that's popping out there too. Okay, so finally, the cards that we have are good luck. Fortune smiles upon you. So another card that indicates a wish coming true or the universe stepping in to bestow some goodness towards you, probably because it's birthday season. But it says here, fortune smiles upon you, fast money, lucrative venture, payoff, flying high, and plenty. So that's a really good indication there. I do see some of you maybe dipping into your savings in order to purchase a large purchase at some point. Okay. But I feel it's secure. It's like you've always meant this money to be for that. So if you're thinking about purchasing a car or real estate or maybe a large exciting holiday vacation, I feel this is something you've pulled together and you're going to be dipping into that. But I feel the money will also come back to you eventually in different forms. So I feel like, you're sustaining your finances. We've got resolve. Okay, so this is about your dedication. It says dedicated to achievement, steady gains, long game, loyalty, effort, and top dog. That's probably why I got that energy at the end there about choosing something that isn't a quick fix, something that's more sustainable. Okay, and we've also got security, little cat there as well, independence, exerting your independence. And it says here, planning for the future, long-term career, savings, investments, assets, and money savvy. But of course, there's a padlock there, so this means that there's nothing to fear. You are secure. You're showing up for yourself every day in life, and it can be exhausting, but know that you are secure because, whenever you've got hummingbirds, it means that you work really hard to sustain your life. It can also indicate that you're focusing on energy levels right now as well, but I feel that you are someone who you care about the people around you and you work really hard to make sure that everybody's okay. But I feel this month it's all about you focusing on you as well and securing yourself for the future and also opening yourself up to a bit more fun, spontaneity as well. Enjoying the process. Everything doesn't always have to be hard all the time. And I know that's easier said than done because the world's a little bit of a crazy place right now. But I see that the month of November is actually going to bring so many rewards. I feel a lot of you are focusing on your temptations though and trying not to overindulge in any shape or form. But I feel with that Fool card, there's a lot of potential this month. And I see a lot of you also dipping in and analyzing your childhood and who you've become. And I feel also if you could have a conversation with your future self, you would see that your future self is thanking you right now for how strong you are, how confident you should be in yourself, and all the things that you're dealing with right now. There's so much goodness on the other side. Okay, so I'm just going to go and get a trinket or room before we close. Okay, we've only got one trinket, and it is a pure heart. Okay, crystal heart there. Now, this heart, It often represents diamond energy, so it can indicate that, you know, you have been formed under pressure, just like a diamond, and you are someone who is intrinsically valuable in the people who are in your life. You are intrinsically valuable to them. Okay, and one of them in particular is going to make their presence known about how they feel that you don't have any time for them. That's coming through there. But I feel this is about you being clear about what your heart wants. A lot of you are focused on heart health as well, but I'm also seeing this energy of you reflecting. You know, the goodness of your heart will reflect back to you. So many good things are coming back to you right now. And you're following your heart, and the decisions that you're making, which I feel like you're going to make the right decision for you, and you're going to be very productive, and things are just going to start to slot into place for you, okay? So great month ahead. I would say just manage expectations as well. We're all human, but there's someone around you right now who a little bit immature, and there's a potential there for a little bit of frustration with that person. But I feel like an olive branch will come in the future if there's any conflict. And I feel you're remaining open and flexible and being in the rhythm and flow of life, okay? So I'll leave it there. I hope something resonates in this reading for you, my beautiful Scorpio. If it does, please like or subscribe to my channel. Completely free for you. All you have to do is press that little notification bell. Lets you know when I update my next message. Lets me know that you resonate with the reading, which is so important for me too. Thank you so much, my beautiful Scorpio, and love and light.